Welcome to chemistry course. Next we are moving into other topic in physical chemistry, that is physical properties and molecular structure. In this chapter we will discuss about dipole moment and induced dipole moment, measurement of dipole moment by temperature variation method, and lastly we discuss application of dipole moment in structure identification. Let's start with dipole moment. What is dipole moment and what is the importance of dipole moment? That is, what information we receive from the dipole moment data and what is dipole moment. Let's take a molecule AB and which is formed by covalent bond. Let us assume B is more electronegative than A. B is more electronegative than A. What happens? The bonded electrons, the bonded pair of electrons polarize towards the more electronegative atom. Here we are assuming B is more electronegative. The bonded pair of electrons is polarized towards the B side and B get partially negative charge, and the compensated charge we can see on A get partially positive charge, and the dipole moment arises due to difference in the electronegative of two atoms held together by a chemical bond, and the magnitude of dipole moment always depends on the difference in the electronegativity atoms. If this AB difference between these two atoms electronegativity is more, then the strength of the dipole moment is high. Greater the difference in electronegativity and greater is the dipole moment. And what information we get from the dipole moment? Always the dipole moment which gives information about the degree of polarity of a molecule is measured by dipole moment, which is represented by mu, and here we are talking with a polar molecule. When we are taking a difference electronegativity atoms, then only the bond polarization takes place. Let us assume a molecule which is having A. Now this A and this A both are identical. Electron polarization cannot see in this molecule. This molecule we call it as non-polar molecule. In these cases the dipole moment is 0. So we see the dipole moment in the polar molecule which is having permanent dipole moment. That's what we say. The degree of polarity of a polar molecule is measured by its dipole moment. And how we can take a mathematical help to define the dipole moment? Let us assume in this case we have a charge, negative charge and positive charge, and these are poles, negative pole and positive pole of the molecule, and that's why this we call it as dipole. And this dipole, let us assume this is having a negative charge, this is having positive charge, and we can define that it is a product of the magnitude of charge Q and the distance between these opposite charges is equal to dipole moment of polar molecule. Charge is multiplied by the distance between the opposite charges, you get dipole moment. Higher the dipole moment data indicates that the bond is a more polar bond. If lower the dipole moment data indicates that the bond present between the two atoms are less polar. This is the information we get from the dipole moment data. Let us assume here how we have to represent the dipole moment. Let's take a one polar molecule HCl, and Chlorine is more electronegative atom than hydrogen. Chlorine pulls bonded pair of electrons towards itself, and chlorine atom get a delta negative charge partially and delta positive charge. Now dipole moment is a vector quantity which is having a directional character. How we have to show this dipole moment? Always we have to show the dipole moment data from positive end to negative end. The headed arrow towards the negative, and this is the way we have to represent dipole moment, which is indicating that the polarization is taking place from positive end to the negative end. The dipole moment is vector quantity and it is represented by arrow showing direction from positive to the negative end of the dipole moment. This is the representation of dipole moment in the molecule. Sometimes they may ask a question, show the direction of the dipole moment. So that case always we have to show from positive end to the negative end. Let's move on to the units of dipole moment. Let's take the charge is separation by an electron and the distance between the atom is let's take a 1 angstrom. Then the dipole moment equal to charge and distance between the atom. So generally dipole moment is represented by dB. So capital D we usually abbreviated. Let's take an electron case. Electron having a charge of 4.8 into 10 power minus 10 electrostatic units, and 1 angstrom I am writing in the 10 power minus 8 centimeter. So this I am writing in this fashion: 4.8, 10 power minus 10 and 10 power minus 8. It become minus 18 ESU. And here 1 dB, whatever the unit we are using, that is equal to 10 power minus 8 ESU dot centimeter. That is 4.8 D. I can write that dB represents here 10 power minus 8 into the corresponding units. So most of the time in the dipole moment data always we go with the dB units. So basically we are taking electrostatic unit and distance in centimeter to represent the dipole moment. So this is about in the polar case. In the polar, molecule is having permanent dipole moment and the polarization takes place toward the more electronegative atom. As a result, it will show permanent dipole moment, and the strength of the dipole moment, it is depends upon the electronegativity difference between two bonded atoms. If the difference is high, polarization is high and the corresponding polarity is high, dipole moment data also we get very higher value. Let's take another case, that is if the molecule is non-polar, and I have said non-polar molecule is having zero dipole moment, they don't have a dipole moment. Now those cases we cannot study dipole moment. Instead of that we have to study induced dipole moment. Let's move to induced dipole moment. What is induced dipole moment? Let's take a concept called polarization. If you understand polarization, then as a result of polarization we get dipoles. Okay, let's take a neutral molecule and which is not having a dipole moment. Let us assume dipole moment is 0, and which is composed of positive charge nuclei and electron cloud around the nucleus. Okay, now these cases, what I am doing now, this molecule, this atom, I am taking into electric field. The molecule which is having zero dipole moment, now I have taken into electric field. I have applied electric field. What happened here? The positive nucleus which distorted toward the negative plate, and negative electrons are distorted towards the positive plate, and this we call it as induced polarization. Induced polarization. We have taken a neutral molecule, we kept in the electric field. In the electric field, the positive nucleus is distorted towards the negative plate side, and negative electrons distorted toward the positive plate, and this we are calling as induced polarization. Why we are calling induced polarization? If we remove the electric field, it will coming to the remain original position. We are externally inducing the polarization in the molecule, that's why we call it as induced polarization. As a result of induced polarization, let us assume it is there initially in this fashion, where electron. Now due to this induced polarization, now positive, negative, we have generated a poles. One is positive, another one is negative. These poles we call it as induced dipole. Induced dipole or induced dipole moment. The creation of electric dipoles in neutral molecule under the influence of an electric field is called induced polarization or electric polarization, and the dipole moment formed is called induced dipole moment. So we are inducing the dipoles in the molecule, that's why we call it as induced dipole or induced dipole moment. This induced dipole polarization is temporary. As I said, once we remove the electric field, it is completely disappears. And induced dipole moment usually represented by I, mu I. That is dipole moment. I means induced dipole moment. It is always directly proportional to the electric field. How much field we apply, that much dipole generated. And the previous case, in the polar case, we have studied that it is the difference between the electronegativity. But in this case, the induced dipole moment strength is always depends on applied electric field. If you remove the proportionality constant, we get a proportionality constant alpha. It is called as polarizability. Polarizability. Polarizability is nothing but how easily the molecule is distorted in the electric field is called as polarizability, which is generally represented by alpha. Alpha is the constant of proportionality called polarizability of the molecule. It is measure of the how easily an electron cloud is distorted by an electric field is called polarizability. So how we measure polarization or dipole moment in non-polar molecule? In non-polar molecule, I said the dipole moment is 0. We have to induce the polarization. As a result, we get induced dipole moment. And here, induced dipole moment is summation of two. One is atomic polarization and electric polarization. Atomic polarization is nothing but the nuclei positive charge distorted toward the negative end of the field, and electric polarization is electronic cloud is distorted toward the positive end of the field. Both we call it as induced polarization. So this total summation we call it as molar polarization of non-polar molecule. So generally representation, this entire term we call it as P. P means polarization. Here we are representing it is the induced polarization. Pi equal to atomic polarizability we take it as a alpha A, and electric polarization we take it as a alpha E. So if we calculate these two, it is equal to induced polarization. Now we can relate polarizability in terms of dielectric constant data by using Clausius-Mosotty equation. According to Clausius-Mosotty equation, polarizability found to be related to the dielectric constant of the medium present between the plates. See, whatever the atomic polarization or electric polarization we are talking, it is always depends upon the medium which is present between the two electrodes. If you are keeping Clausius and Mosotty given a relation between the polarizability and dielectric constant is 4 by 3 pi n is Avogadro number, alpha is polarizability. This we are taking as a pi. Left hand side of the equation, it is equal to induced polarization, and this induced polarization, here d is dielectric constant of the medium and m is molar mass of the molecule, rho is density of the molecule. That must be equal to 4 by 3 pi n alpha. Alpha is polarizability of the molecule. Now here in non-polar case, the total polarization P is equal to Pi, induced polarization. In non-polar molecule, always we get a data polarization and induced polarization is equal. But in the case of polar molecule, already polar molecule is having a permanent dipole moment, we get a extra data. But in this case, so whatever the P polarization we are taking, that must be equal to induced polarization. And this is about the induced dipole moment. So in today's class, you have learned about dipole moment and induced dipole moment. In next class, I am going to discuss induced dipole moment in the polar molecule. So non-polar molecule, we are taking only whatever the polarization is, that is equal to induced polarization. But in the case of polar molecule, it may not be equal. We have to take other factors, that is orientation polarization. So in next class, we will discuss about the induced dipole moment in polar molecule. And here the another important thing, the polarization P or induced polarization, here both are equal to 4 by 3 n alpha, and here temperature parameter is not there, that is induced polarization in the case of non-polar molecule, it is temperature independent data. Means with respect to temperature, whether increasing, decreasing, polarization or induced dipole moment data won't change.